My name is Julie Budge and I am the founder director of My Sisters House, Arran Chichester Women's Centre, and My Sisters Makers is part of our project because it is the enterprising arm. We applied for the CIF funding because it was for capital funding which we required to get the enterprise set up and running, and we had achieved money for the apprentices but we needed money for all the equipment so they could sew, and that was very appealing. My Sisters Makers is a sewing project where we upcycle donated clothing and turn it into new products which we then sell at shows and our new pop-up shop. The fund paid for 4 sewing machines, an overlocker, tables, the ironing board, the very expensive iron that you have to have if you're sewing, all the cottons, the scissors, every bit of equipment you can imagine, it paid for that. We have taught our 2 apprentices to sew on the sewing machines. We have 6 volunteers who support the unit and who also use the sewing machines and the overlocker. They've all been taught how to use them effectively, so they've been brilliant because they're brand new. And it has enabled us to make a considerable amount of clothes from all the donated clothing that we get. That has produced in sales. That have then brought money to the Women's Centre and to the disadvantaged women that we support. So we've also, as a direct result that we never planned, have started running sewing classes using our volunteers to train people who are paying for the sewing classes, which is a great bit of income. So that's a double bonus really from having the CIF funding, is that we've also not only making money from selling the clothes but making money from the sewing classes using the same equipment. We kicked off with 2 apprentices. One has in fact built up such a good portfolio of work and learned really important skills that she's now got a place at Brighton University on a fashion design and business course which starts in September. This is enormously exciting because it means that we've been a platform for her getting into a university. CIF funding appertains to a very local area. It is a really simple application form. You can get assistance from the officer that sends you the form if you require it. The money came through very swiftly and that made it very apt for the situation we were at really. We have had enormous support from county councillors who have supported both the CIF fundings and other funding we've got from West Sussex County Council. We've networked with other councillors considerably as a result of such. The CIF that I've been talking about today was for all the machinery, but we also had a CIF funding for a sign-written marquee in another bid with the Arran area. And so I visited both the CLCs to hear the result. It was very enlightening listening to them debate the funding pots that were available and who was going to get it and who wasn't going to get it. So we enjoyed the experience, and I think if you do get CIF funding, it is well worth going to those CLCs to hear the result, because you can hear, you know, much wider remit that they're dealing with at the time, and it gave me quite an input to how the decisions are being made. So it was really valuable to do so.